Talking CRM with Jeff and David, getting the best value for the whole organization from your integrated CRM and accounting systems. David Beard, CRM Principal, and Jeff Richards, Head of Training Program Development for Sage CRM, spend time chatting with customers, resellers, and others about Sage CRM in action around the globe. In this, our third and final episode, Jeff and I talk further with Mark about the way TimeLinx and Sage CRM are used by customers around the world.
Thinking about environments that you're working in, how many geographies are you now present in?
Well, if we take one customer, they're in 14 countries. But if we count that as just one customer, I mean, right off the bat, I could say we're in 14 countries, plus we're in somewhere there. Well, they're probably everywhere that we would otherwise have a presence. But certainly Canada, the UK, 2 or 3 countries in South America, Australia, the Philippines, the United States, 3 countries in the Middle East, Italy, France, Spain.
And these underpinning accounting system, Mark, are they typically Sage 300 or you go further than that, I'm thinking?
They're Sage 100, 300, and X3.
X3 as well, right. So really from small to big. Okay.
And how have you handled the challenge? Well, you mentioned there a customer in Italy. How do you handle the challenge of a Sage CRM interface in Italian?
The wonderful thing about Sage CRM is, of course, there's a translation capability. So their data is one thing. They could put a word in Italian, and that's fine. It's going into a data field. In terms of the screens, Sage CRM has a wonderful capability where you can build your own sets of labels in different languages, and that's what appears on the screen. Even by user, you can control which user sees which language. It has been fortunate for us in general that almost every customer said English is fine. But we have started to build out where it's just a matter of changing the label that appears on the screen using the native Sage CRM capability to show a different word.
I was hoping he was going to tell us, Jeff, that he's now fluent in Italian because of the project. I guess not. What I particularly like about this is Jeff and I often talk about the power of connecting accounting back office information with front office. And you've just blown it out horizontally, as you said earlier, to make sure that it's everyone who touches a project in your case has the ability to both see and capture new information that feeds the larger story about what this business is doing.
I wish I could say that I was a brilliant visionary and I thought of this at the beginning. And I have to say that that's not the case. I built out something originally was going to solve my problem of using multiple spreadsheets and multiple tools to do one job, which was manage projects and somehow relate them to my customer records that started with the sales opportunity. And that was the original idea. And the more and more we became experts in the revenue side and the cost side of the work, realizing that we had a way to build out tables that could sell the customer something at a particular price and a different customer at a different price, or even different types of work at different prices, and also capture the cost of the user doing the work. At some point, a bell went off, and we said, well, if we can compute that information, why aren't we passing it to the accounting system and eliminating the retyping? And that turned out to be a big win because of the gaps that I mentioned earlier. Time that it takes to get the information from the staff person, the time that it takes to retype it, the time that it takes to send pro forma invoices to someone to approve it, and then the time it takes to type it in and get it correct was just a big solve for a number of companies. And today, that's a universal request. I don't believe we do a system today that is not connected to an accounting system. And honestly, it's where we get a lot of our business from is companies who are Sage customers who don't have the front-end connectivity. And they could be using another CRM system, and they're using Microsoft Project or some other tool for their project management. And they're using an expense tool, and there are a number of them out to collect the expenses from the field. And they've got the same problem that I had 15 years ago, which was multiple tools, and they still don't have it all connected properly. And today, it's a reality that they can do that, and they can stay in the Sage ecosystem from front to back and have a complete single flow from marketing efforts all the way through, because there are marketing capabilities in Sage CRM as well. In fact, when we create a project, it also has a link to the marketing campaign, if there was one, in Sage CRM. So you could say, here's what our cost of this marketing event was, and here's the revenue that not that we projected, but that we actually received on this project. Literally, the marketing cost to the revenue that was generated from the project is now in real time. And you can determine your ROI on that marketing campaign, and should we run a similar campaign again? So it really became a derivative process over the years where we realized we could do more and more and more as we got better with some of these capabilities. And really, it was all based around accounting and around the numbers. I've always said that if you're not going to do a project and make money at it, you just tell the person, why don't you go see my competitor? I need to make money and I need to know how I'm doing. I also say that if you're playing baseball here in the United States, if you don't have a scoreboard, you don't know how you're doing. Without a real-time scoreboard where you can look up and say, we're ahead by one run.
I guess my final question to you, if I may, is if a customer is listening to this and thinking, that all sounds amazing, where do I start? What would your golden piece of advice? Where do you start? What do you think about first?
The most expensive way is to do this twice. So do your homework, really understand what you're getting. The devil is in the details. The most expensive way is to do this twice. And I would say universally, every customer we go in settled for an inexpensive, unexpandable, and I guess that would be my other big part, the scalability. The ability to never have to hear your vendor say, I'm sorry, we can't do that. If you hear that, whether it's for your CRM system, or in the case of project management, or even an ERP system, if your vendor can't expand the capabilities of it, you are someday going to need to replace it. You make an acquisition of another company and they have a different method of doing business than you're used to doing, even if it's the same industry, you may need to change the way you're billing or the way you're costing or the way you're delivering. And so if you can't scale and you can't grow it, you will be stuck at some point. And so again, the most expensive way is to do this twice. Most of our customers we come into have some type of simple, easy CRM system, and they are using multiple tools. All of that means they've already paid something for licenses, for training. They've got all this data stored in 3 different places. There is now a cost to convert all of that. If they had done that up front, they could have avoided all of that.
That is terrific. I think we just let you go on that one because you do the explanation so well. And it is a very compelling story. It really is about joining that whole business up. You've been listening to Talking CRM with Jeff and David, getting the best for the whole organization from your integrated CRM and accounting systems.